Ringside Reality.
Hello and welcome to Ringside Reality.
Hello, this is Chris.
I'm your host, Jonathan.
I wasn't born
I'm
rich,
here with...
but I was born pretty, baby. Well, that's true. I was born rich. I wasn't born in Carbondale. I was born in New York City. Born rich, not born pretty. Was that good? And just so everybody know, I am dead sober. So it's another week of wrestling podcast.
For once.
We're going to just... I'm not sure what the big news is this week in the WWE. Except for Extreme...
Big news is Del Rio and Paige is the big news. The internet's gone... all the fanboys on the internet's gone a little crazy over it.
Freaking hating on Del Rio because they stole their women, or a woman. Paige. Yeah.
They stole Paige. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
who they'd never have a chance with anyway,
was,
so it doesn't even...
When like half the locker room was banging somebody, you're probably pretty jealous.
Yeah. But I mean, we were like, 14 years old when that was going on, but... excuse me.
I think he's married, yeah? Well, I was reading
somewhere he's got a wife. Well, apparently he had a relationship with Charlotte before, but I was reading there somewhere it said that Paige's fiance and Del Rio's wife are going to be pretty upset when they see the picture. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on there. I read somewhere it might be a storyline for Total Divas.
I know the ratings are horrible shit for Total Divas. But if they're getting so desperate that they're starting to play on real life stuff like that, which, well, they're accustomed to doing stuff like that anyway, but, I mean, that's just pathetic, right?
But isn't
but no reality show.
Isn't it supposed to be a reality show? Or somewhat? Like, no, but I mean, they got Nikki Bella and John Cena, Brie Bella and Daniel Bryan, who are actual couples. And I mean, they even brought in, like, Eva Marie's boyfriend, or what the hell his name was. And, like, Natalya and Tyson Kidd. These aren't, like, made up relationships.
No, I don't think
they haven't really made up a relationship for the show yet, have they? So this would be the first time they actually wrote a storyline for a relationship in the show. If it's not real, it's fake. I don't know. It could be real for all I know.
First of all, and he's a jobber and he's Mexican, and she's like 22-year-old English lass. I don't really see what they would have in common, but who am I to judge? I don't know.
Well, no, one thing. If they say opposites attract, you can't get any more opposite than their skin complexion. It's a total shocker to me.
I would have thought that like King Kong Bundy had a better chance with Miss Elizabeth than this guy with Paige. It just makes no sense. So.
I heard he's not. I heard he's pretty upset with his position in the company as well. Apparently, when he came back,
he was
promised the main event spot.
That didn't last very long.
He beat John Cena when he came back, won the U.S. title. And then he's been a jobber ever since. He lost it to Kalisto, then won it back, and then lost it again.
In 2 weeks. Well, I don't know. I guess that's taking the
Yeah, I mean that kind of killed him.
It's kind of funny how the backstage stuff sometimes is more interesting than what's actually happening on TV, which seems to be the case right now. Because
I mean, Raw was just another paint by the numbers kind of deal. Nothing really
being
super
internet
special
fans
happened.
or smart marks or whatever, half the reason why people keep watching, then like when casuals tune out because they don't do what we do. Like 70% of the reason why I'm still a wrestling fan is just because of the backstage stuff. Like it's not even with the TV product. I'm just so used to being such a hardcore fan that I spend more of my time watching old stuff or reading news or going on wrestling websites than I do actually watching the current product. So I guess that resonates with me. But if you're just a casual guy that don't do that, then I can see how I would tune out too. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like the hook, line, and sinker is the all the juiciness that goes on backstage keeps me watching the show, really. So it's kind of a good thing that the internet came around.
Well, one good thing about Raw was I liked the tag team match, the Cesaro and Miz versus Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens thing. I thought that was pretty cool. And the whole dynamic that they put the
The only
faces
part
with the
that
heels.
killed me was I
it's
know
not just
Sami
your
Zayn
normal,
wouldn't have built
you
now
know,
because he got the pin on Raw.
tag team match.
That's like the oldest thing.
Yeah. But I mean, man, Miz. Tell you what, man, Miz got his working shoes on lately. He's like, I don't know if it's like the people they're putting him in the ring against.
Oh, I know.
But he's been doing some great work lately, and putting Maurice with him just seems like it brought back his fire and his drive to do better. It seems like anyway, because he was kind of floundering there for a bit. When then she came back, it seems like he's really bringing.
I think that
bringing
Miz is
his A
bringing his
game.
lunchbox and hard hat to work lately. Okay. Hello? Sorry. I apologize.
Yeah,
This is not
Chris's cat's having an
unknown to
aneurysm in the
podcast world. There's
background.
always animals. Okay. That's my cat. That's the first time I ever made that noise. Part of me wants to go check on him because I'm pretty sure he's getting murdered out here right now. Okay. John, I'm gonna let Johnny.
Holy God! What was that?
I gotta go tend to be murdered cat
Yeah,
here. What's
go
going
on,
on?
go on and check on that.
What's happening?
We apologize, folks. Let's all pray. Holy crap! Let's all pray that Chris's cat's not being murdered. I didn't think animal could make that kind of noise.
Okay.
Alright. What's going on?
Hello?
What's happening?
Okay.
Yeah, what's
I don't know.
happening?
I don't know what's happening to the cat. The cat's speaking English, just talking for some reason. And the cat's is literally talking. It's going like, how's it going? There's a cat outside the window. There's another cat in the driveway. The cat's talking to him in English. So, I don't know what's going on. Is he possessed by the fucking devil or something? Hello? I gotta get a fucking exorcist in here or something. Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're
hello.
here.
So, the cat's pretty tame normally.
The exorcism of Chris's
But,
cat.
I don't know. It's actually talking. Like, it makes no sense. What are you saying? Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
We were talking about the Miz.
Oh, yeah.
His hard hat and his lunchbox.
Yeah, he's bringing his hard hat and lunchbox to work. The last, like, well, maybe he always was, kind of, but he kind of just fell under the radar, didn't he? A little bit. He's good at putting other people over, too.
Maybe it might have been, like I
What's
said, it
his
might have been the
big feud
people
then?
they were putting him in the ring with as well. I mean, wasn't he feud like Ryback at one point?
What's his feud? What was his big feud before he kind of came back in the title picture the last few months? Has he done anything the last 2 years?
Oh man, he did the whole.
Right.
He did the Sandow thing, but after that, I mean, he just kind of did nothing.
Well,
I
he's
think.
good now, but he sucked forever. And Mizdow was actually the one carrying that whole stunt double gimmick or whatever. Like, he wasn't actually doing it.
Yeah, people just wanted to see him. People just
that
wanted to
was
see
a good
him
part of
turn
Raw.
on
That
him.
was one of the only.
Really.
I mean, I didn't watch too much. I thought Raw was pretty. I don't know. It's like, it's hilarious to me how it's the pay per view coming up Sunday.
Like I
is
said, it's the
Extreme
same
Rules,
old
and this was probably the least extreme Raw. It's like this was.
All right, this is something we got to talk about. We got to talk about this Asylum match. All right, because that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So, according to him, this Asylum match is a steel cage match with a potted plant and a mopping bucket on a pole or something. I don't even know what
It's
was
just a cage
going on,
match,
man.
isn't it? You know what it is? It's
Like-
like TNA, man.
When it well, it's a cage match, but you don't win by getting out of the cage
Yeah, but
or climbing
isn't this
over
like-
it. Like you just got to be
so-
pinned,
oh, so
just
there's
like
no
a regular
door?
match. But there's like, I don't think so.
It's horrible.
Or there is a door, it's
Jer-
just
like
you don't win
Jericho's
by
been
getting
kill-
outside.
Ambrose's his stock is falling. I don't even think he tries anymore. His stock's fallen in my opinion. Like Jericho is the old guy here who's like 50. He's in my opinion, he's carrying Ambrose. Like if it wasn't for Jericho, this would be the worst feud. Like there's nothing that Ambrose is doing. This lunatic gimmick too is starting to wear thin, man. It's like you can only ride something so long before it starts to get kind of boring and stuff. But this whole I'm a lunatic thing is, he's done it now for like 3 years or 2 years or whatever. I don't know. It's time for a change. Like, all the greats kind of reinvent themselves at some point, and it's never, this lunatic thing's never going to get him a top spot. He's never going to main event a WrestleMania with this gimmick. He's never going to be world champion with this gimmick. So unless he wants to get stuck in mid card for life doing asylum matches on B pay-per-views, which is what he's doing now, and then he needs to do something, shake it up or something. Like, it's ridiculous, man. Like I said to you before, this feels like 1994 again or something, or 1995. We got like straitjackets and potted plants and people tearing people's coats apart and like all this childish crap, like time machines, and like that's what I said. Like, it's the least extreme Raw I've seen in like 10 years. Going into Extreme Rules pay-per-view, I really felt like half embarrassed watching the show. Some of the stuff, like, they're catering to like 6-year-olds all of a sudden. A potted plant.
Yeah, like and apparently it's a 20-pound potted plant. I was like, all right, come on.
What? So instead of dirt, you put concrete in the potted plant?
Yeah, 20 pounds. Like, serious?
Pretty heavy potted plant.
Yeah, but what do they have up? They had a straight jacket, a 2x4 with barbed wire, a potted plant, a wooden bucket.
What's the mop and bucket so we can mop the floor with them?
I don't know, man. And they did a close on the bucket too, like it was a big deal. And a potted plant, like that was the focal point of that. Oh, and there's another interesting point about this feud. Remember they were saying Jericho's jacket was worth $15,000?
Oh, yeah.
If you actually wanted to get one made for yourself, it would actually cost you $25,000.
Alright, why would they just... Why would they, like, downplay how much the jacket was worth? They're just so stupid. I'm a disgruntled wrestling fan the last, like, few weeks because just, like, late at the end of the tunnel. And I thought something was happening after WrestleMania. Like, that first Raw, second Raw was pretty good. And now I'm all, like, bitchy and disgruntled again. Because I've been lied to. They've been feeding me their propaganda for the last 3 weeks about redesign and or new era. And it's just the same old shit. It's actually going backwards. Like I said, we're going back in time. Instead of the Attitude Era, we're going back to like the New Generation era where it's all like, next thing you know, Jean-Pierre Lafitte will be back as a pirate. And like, I mean, this is what it's going to. We're going to bring a TJ Hopper, see if he can unplug your drains for you or something like. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
like, it needs some.
They got the vaudevillains in there, so they're kind of that cartoonish gimmick.
Yeah, but don't even like. Okay, I have a question. If you were booking this show and someone came up to you and said from the financial side or the TV side or whoever does it and said, we have $60,000 that we can put into vignettes over the next 2 months to debut a new superstar or tag team. This is to Vince McMahon. And Vince McMahon said, okay. He said, so out of that $60,000 we can do one set of vignettes for one tag team or superstar. You got Primo and Epico or whatever their names are, who have been they've been rebranded like 6 times and never get over. But they don't really have a gimmick. They're just guys who like Puerto Rico.
I don't even understand.
Then you have these vaudevillain guys who are from the bygone era, which opens up so many doors for vignettes that you could do about how times were better back then, how people dressed, how people acted, how people had manners. I mean, you can delve into a whole fucking generation of things that happen, which in vignettes, which would actually be pretty cool, and they could be introduced with some substance, because like I say, you don't just go back to a 2-week period, you go back to a whole era of stuff, and they could be kind of stuck in the past going like, this was before cell phones, before internet, and you could play off that with vignettes pretty friggin' easy. Like, anybody, Vince Russo could write that. Instead, they do it for Primo and Epico, and the vaudevillains come in, and they're just like, nobody really knows. Like, kids that are 6, 7, 10 years, 15 years old have no idea what the hell is going on here. They just think that, they're like, what? What's happening? Who are these guys? It puzzles me how they didn't do vignettes. If there was ever a team that needed vignettes, in my opinion, it was the vaudevillains. They needed vignettes.
Yeah, because they were just introduced with no, like, I think it was like 1 week they're like, vaudevillains are coming next week, and then the next week they were there.
But they have such their gimmick has so many layers, and there's so much depth there, really, that you could tackle. Like, there's so many layers, like peeling an onion, man. Like, you could really do a lot of things with that era that they came from, and to kind of like put that era versus this era, like America versus Canada or something. Like, you could really play off that.
But too bad.
And they didn't do anything. But all they did was, instead they spent it on Primo and Epico.
Too bad they're going to be killed after this New Day feud. Vaudevillains are going nowhere.
Exactly.
They're the next ascension after this.
But could you imagine, like, if Goldust came in without vignettes?
Well, yeah, same deal.
Could you just imagine if he just showed up one day and he had to explain this gimmick to a crowd overnight without any vignettes? He would have flopped. The only reason why he worked is because he was an odd character. Like the vaudevillains are an odd character. These are odd characters that they're not normal wrestlers. They need someone to tell you who they are because they're strange people. If you don't do it for Primo and Epico are odd people. They're two dudes that come from Puerto Rico and love their country. Complete waste of time. That's pissed me off more than anything the last few weeks is how Primo and Epico are getting pushed again. Oh my god, how many times do you have to fail? Like,
now, in their defense, like on the match they did have on Monday was against two jobbers, yes, but they did impress me in terms of like their in-ring ability. Like I like.
I've seen them. Well, I don't know. I've seen them wrestle 100. Like I know what they can do in the ring because these guys have been around for like 10 years.
Yeah,
haven't they?
I like the match itself. The fact that their finisher's called the Shining Star and they're called the Shining Stars is goddamn ridiculous. That is
it's no different than when
worst thing I ever heard.
Ric Flair put someone in the Ric Flair. Oh, it's horrible. Did you scratch your head too?
Oh, I said it to my wife. I was like, I can't believe. I was like, so they're the Shining Stars and they do the Shining Star. Like
Ric Flair does the Ric Flair to pin a Sting. Like there's no creativity at all. When they said it, I actually busted out laughing.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Did he just say that? Did they just say that the finisher was the same name
the
as
team,
the tag team?
So the New Day does the New Day, or like, you know what I mean, like.
Well, once again, so you look like if you start picking apart all these new guys that have come in, right? You usually give the WWE, you know they're going to drop the ball a lot, but like I'm already saying, like most of these things are going to fail horribly. Like this, like I said, this Primo Epico thing, that's going nowhere. They don't even, their gimmick sucks. Whatever their gimmick.
Their gimmick is nothing. They're like they work for the tourism department of Puerto Rico, I guess. Like they just want people to go to Puerto Rico.
Not even a gimmick. It's just like. That's like
I'm assuming Vince went to Puerto Rico for a vacation. Was like, yeah, I like this place, and was like, I'm gonna write a gimmick on it. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe he probably got a mistress in Puerto Rico or something.
I'll tell you who's starting to lose steam is Apollo Crews.
He said he hasn't even been on Raw the last couple of weeks. Maybe I just figured it out. It wasn't just Shawn Michaels that lost his smile. Apollo Crews lost his smile too because he hasn't been around.
That's all he's got.
Maybe that's the storyline.
That's all he's got. He got his smile. Like. They did do a little vignette. They did a little like video package to kind of keep them relevant, I guess.
Relevant,
but what? I don't need a video package about Apollo Crews. Who the hell is Apollo Crews? Like
that's what I'm saying is Apollo Crews. That's like the whole point. He's just a regular guy. He's a wrestler. He doesn't have anything else to his character except for that. So he doesn't need video packages and stuff because, end of the day, he's going to get over from doing one thing. The same way. Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan and all these guys get over wrestling, right? That's how they get over. They don't need vignettes because they're just wrestlers. But people that like the vaudeville stuff, they definitely do because although they can't wrestle, they got a gimmick. They actually have a gimmick. It's like who the hell is this? Apollo Crews. His gimmick is he smiles. I guess is that it? Like I don't even.
I have no idea. He doesn't have one. I don't think he has any. I said this before. He has no character. I don't see. Yeah, he got a good look. He can work his ass off in the ring. He's a good wrestler, but there's something missing with him. There's something that he does not have that I don't see him. I don't see him being a champion.
Yeah. I honestly think it's just what you just said. It's character, man. Like, I mean, like it or not, we're wrestling fans, and we love in-ring wrestling, like me and you do. I can't speak for everybody, but at the end of the day, pro wrestling has been a place for performers to portray characters, right? Like that's what wrestling is at its heart. It's a place for people to portray characters. So it's kind of like these guys like Apollo Crews and stuff. I think they're just going to get lost in the shuffle because they got no depth. They're just guys that come out and smile and wrestle, man. And even though we like wrestling, like we started watching wrestling, you told me the other day because the Ultimate Warrior. Look at that character. He was a fucking whack job. Like you didn't like him because he came in and did friggin' all these fancy moves and off top rope 450 splashes and stuff. You were like, who is this?
Well, that guy did like 3 moves, didn't he? He did the press slam and the slash. That was it.
He's good at punching.
I guess but I mean, he had an essence, right? Like he came out and he got excited. He excited the crowd. Even his entrance, like running in, shaking the ropes. Everybody was like, "All right, what the hell's going on here?"
Exactly, and then you're automatically drawn into it. Apollo Crews comes out smiling, you're like,
Okay,
right.
he's happy, I guess. Like, I don't know.
He's happy and he can beat a jobber and he's a decent wrestler. I don't think I'm going to be paying $75 on pay-per-view to see him main event WrestleMania.
Along the same lines, look at Baron Corbin. I mean, he's already delegated to pre-show against Dolph Ziggler. Another same deal, man. Same deal. They bring him in. They put him into. They just throw him into Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. He wins it. Nobody still knows who the fuck he is. Wouldn't I would assume they call him the Lone Wolf, but nobody knows why. Why are they?
What's that mean? What the hell does the Lone Wolf mean, Johnny? If I just start calling myself the Lone Wolf one day when we were growing up, I walked into grade 12 one day and I was like, "All right, boys, I'm the Lone Wolf." You would have looked at me and all the rest of our friends and went, "The hell are you talking about?" And unless I proved to you in some way that I was a lone wolf, you would never think I was a lone wolf. You'd be like, "You're a crack." He's no more of a lone wolf than you are. You're a lone wolf. I'm just going to start calling you lone wolf. Why? Because you want to be called lone wolf. It's stupid.
Well, and like, there is a possibility of a character with him if they did it right. I mean, why not do a bike? I know it's kind of stupid. It sounds kind of dumb, but why not try doing a biker gimmick with him? He rides a motorcycle. He got that kind of look, right? Why don't you have him a biker?
Well, something.
He could be in a biker gang. Do the whole Sons of Anarchy rip off or something.
Oh, the biker gang, just do like an old DOA gimmick with him or something, man. Do something.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's better than nothing.
Like, what was it? Chains and Crush or whatever? Skull and Chains or
8 Ball or something. What's his name? 8 Ball and Chains?
8 Ball, yeah, whatever they were.
But
like, they sucked. They were jobbers, but at least, like, when they're done their professional wrestling career, they can look back and go, well, at least we had, like, some kind of character. Man, I'd rather be a goddamn hog farmer like Henry Godwin and just show up and be, like, Apollo Crews right now, who does
nothing. Like,
literally nothing. Like, he doesn't do anything. It's not just him. There's a whole bunch of them.
Same.
Like, they all came
Baron
up.
Corbin's there. He does nothing. I mean, Enzo and Cass got the charisma to push him, but now that Enzo's hurt, Cass, I don't know, man. He's walking a fine line, in my opinion. The crowd still enjoys him, but the scripted promos are eventually going to kill him. Because
yeah, I don't know. Like,
he can only do that so much. Because without Enzo being there, Enzo's the real charismatic guy in that team.
He's young though. He's really young. Like, he's green, but I see. I kind of see something in him. Like, he can hold his own on a mic for a guy that's so green and young. And he's big, which wrestlers aren't big anymore. There's no such thing. Every wrestler's 5'11" these days, and he stands out. He kind of reminds me of
Test. He looks like Test.
Well, he looks like Test, but he just reminds me of like a big guy, but he can actually talk. I don't know. He's got something. I think he's going to be something. I think actually it's kind of a blessing in disguise, maybe. I don't know. I'm on the fence with him. Like, for a young guy that's only been around a few weeks, like, when he comes out, I'm interested. I don't know what he's going to say, but he just got a look to him. I guess all I'm saying is at least he's got like some kind of look. He looks like Test. Yes, he does. He looks exactly like Test.
I've been reading, and they said that Enzo is sort of not as good as Cass in the ring.
God, no. Enzo's not even close. Enzo shouldn't even be wrestling.
But Enzo's more of like the mouthpiece. So some people are actually thinking that Enzo might become Cass's manager eventually.
I would say that's probably a possibility, yeah. I can't see why. It'll be like, well, Enzo is not really... Yeah, I can see that working. I mean, Cass is a big dude, and he can also talk when he has to. And Enzo is obviously better on the mic, but he would work great as a manager.
They remind me of that, like... You ever see those TV shows where they got, like, the big tough guy and the little tiny mouse is, like, running around and he's really annoying? That's what that would remind me of. He would just be the smart aleck, like, sidekick guy to the big tough guy that actually goes in and does the work. And to me that would work. Mm-hmm. They'll probably slap him with some kind of like mafia gimmick or something.
Well, right now they're making it work because they're so good on the mic, but their gimmick is like not even like. They basically got like the New Jersey.
Well, that's what it is. They're just from New Jersey. That's their gimmick.
Like, that's their gimmick. Well, that's been done. There's been a million gimmicks like that, but Enzo's so good on the mic. So Cass is okay too, but Enzo kind of like, you can't help but kind of go along with it, right, and cheer for him because he's just so damn charismatic. That wasn't until he freaking almost broke his neck.
Yeah.
So there was a picture of him out clubbing somewhere in Miami a few days ago, so he must be feeling okay.
He only had a concussion. I mean, they'll keep
They'll
they'll
bring
keep
back
him out of
the-
wrestling obviously for a little while and do some impact tests and stuff. He obviously can't be taking bumps and everything like that. But I mean, there's no reason why he can't be out around. He just got a concussion. We say it's just a concussion, but a concussion can be very, very serious. But I mean, look at Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's retired now because he had so many concussions. But it's just a concussion,
That's
really.
true. They're a little bit more strict.
I'd rather have a concussion than a broken neck.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? So he's kind of lucky with that. Well, that's like Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke just debuted. Dana
Who?
Brooke.
I don't know. I don't even know who that is. Like, that's another
Okay,
one.
same thing. You don't know who she is. They didn't introduce her. They didn't do anything. But
I hardly know she. Like, I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I hardly know who she is, man.
well, she just
Like,
they kind of. The funny thing was Michael Cole and mentioned it in passing that she used to be a fitness model in like fitness competitions and stuff. So like he just mentioned it like, oh yeah, by the way, that's who she is or whatever. But
Good.
they
gimmick.
could have like built on that a little bit, I think, especially because they were supposed to put her and Emma together as a team. But now Emma needs back surgery, so Emma's done.
Horrible timing for her,
So
wasn't
now
it?
Dana Brooke's all on her own up here. So they got to do something with her. She's going to be the same kind of deal. Just get lost in the shuffle. She'll be the next fucking Tamina Snuka.
I mean, it's stuck as. Oh god. Yeah, I know. I think she's just gonna get lost in the shuffle. So many of these guys are gonna get lost in the shuffle.
Well, a lot of people were wondering how come Dana Brooke got called up before Bayley and Asuka, but
Well, I don't know. They're smart. They're not like everybody. All internet fans just want everything right now. Like, it's truly hilarious.
oh yeah, they want. If they had their way, they'd have Samoa Joe, they'd have Finn Balor, Bayley, Asuka, they'd have American Alpha, they'd have all these guys in the main roster.
It's hilarious, but they don't know because they're just like 18-year-old kids or something, whatever they are, even the older guys that are on the internet. But the one thing that they don't know is how to let things build. Like, if I swear to God, the SummerSlam main event would be Finn Balor versus like Samoa Joe if it was up to the internet. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they want everybody up here, but they're holding off on Bayley. I think it's a good idea.
Me too, yeah.
Because right now, well, in a few weeks when they're holding off on Sasha until this thing's over with Natty, but once Sasha starts the summer feud with Charlotte, like, Bayley doesn't need to really be around because she's kind of like, there's no room for her right now. The women's division is only good enough to handle one big feud at a time. I don't think we need 2-3 mega feuds going on in the women's division. So Charlotte and Sasha will kind of take up the summer. Bayley doesn't really need to be there because, well, she's like the big star or one of the bigger ones. So if she comes up, she's got to get tossed to the title picture, which she obviously don't want to do right away.
Well, I 100%
it's a good idea to hold off.
I 100% think they should keep her in NXT for a while. And like we were saying earlier, when they do decide to bring her up, have some vignettes, have some like actual story where like there's a reason why she's coming up and a reason why she's taking on whoever she's taking on. You know what I mean? Let's say Sasha beats Charlotte at SummerSlam. What I would do then, I'd turn Sasha to a heel. I know she'll still get cheered, but I'd still turn her heel. She's a better heel than she is to face. Have Bayley come up, and two of them can feud for the title or something. But you need to build it in. You can't just be like, oh, Bayley's here now, she get a title shot.
I'm pretty sure that's what they're
Oh,
doing.
probably, but they shouldn't. They should have some kind of story there, the reason why Bayley's coming up and the reason why Bayley's asking for, you know what I mean? Same with like Finn Balor. Finn Balor's not gonna just show up. That would be horrible, man. Like,
I got a feeling he is. He's gonna do like a running, like, any time. Like, I'm basically waiting. Sometime during his reigns, Styles feud, he's gonna run in at some point.
see, that's the stupidest thing ever because he's got a very unique entrance for the whole demon thing. So I think like they need to build on that. I mean, and he's even a smart guy because he went to the Undertaker and asked him for pointers on how to do the entrance, like how he make his entrance better. And a lot of that come from the Undertaker and how like the smoke and the real slow build up and everything to his entrance. So I mean, to waste that just with a run-in, that'll be horrible, man.
Well, they'll do the same. Like, I think they have this thing where they just assume everybody knows what's going on, right?
That's so stupid. I hate that
And
though.
it's like, I know, I hate it too. And they've always kind of done it. The only thing that, like I said, back in the day, they kind of did a few more vignettes and stuff, but they just kind of, like, man, Finn Balor is not Scott Hall and Kevin Nash jumping ship to WCW in, like, 96. Like, he doesn't have that marquee name value going for him.
No.
He's not just going to show up on like hauled in on Nitro and every single person's going to be like, that's Scott Hall, that's Razor Ramon. No, he's not. Like, most people don't know who he is. Like, some of my friends are casual fans that come up and watch pay-per-views with me and stuff. If I said to him, any one of those guys, Finn Balor, they'd be like, what? And they actually watch the pay-per-views and watch wrestling, but they have no idea who these guys are.
Well, because they're not watching NXT,
right? Yeah, so I agree, like 100%. I mean,
I'd actually keep him. I'd keep him away from the whole AJ Styles Roman Reigns thing, man. I really would.
Yeah, because you know what? That feud's kind of got enough going on already. Like, I'm kind of confused already by what's going on there a little bit. Like, it's good in a way because I like that it has a little bit of depth and it's not just, hey, I want the title. Hey, I'm a better wrestler. Let's fight at a pay-per-view and see. Because that's basically what every single match is. But I like that it's kind of layered a little bit with I hate the Usos, but you know what I mean, and Anderson and Gallows. But at the same time, it's kind of like there's enough there, you know what I mean? Like, the plate is full. You don't need anything else here. Like, Balor kind of... Like, this feud doesn't need another guy now. I think it should just play out with the,
in all honesty,
the 6 guys.
In all honesty, I know this is going to sound stupid, but... Well, sort of, but I could see it happening, and I wouldn't really mind it happening, because Bray Wyatt's coming back in a few weeks. So...
Oh, Jesus.
I'd like to see Bray Wyatt at some point do his whole gimmick that he's always done before and attack somebody, lights go out, he'll just attack some random guy. But then what I'd like to see is the lights go out again, and then Finn Balor do his whole demon entrance and come out, and, you know, then it'll be Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. Which I wouldn't...
So you mean Bray Wyatt gets to lose another?
Well, but I think that would be a good introduction feud for Finn Balor, because he's the demon, you know what I mean? He's supposed to have that, like, demonic possession kind of bullshit going on. And that against Bray Wyatt's character I think would play out very well. But Vince said in the conference call the other day that all those guys are coming back in the next few weeks. John Cena, obviously, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and he said somebody else too, and I can't remember. There's another name.
This is Deadly New Era. What? Randy Orton and John Cena are coming back, ushering in the new era. Awesome. That's amazing. That's like the new generation started, and Hulk Hogan and Warrior come back. What? What are they doing here? It was a new era. Why is Hogan still here? Ah, well, you know. Yeah, like, I agree. I think Balor and Wyatt, like, they're kind of made for each other, so the only thing is like, do you save it for something bigger, or do you just get... I'd do what you say, because you kind of got to get Balor rolling right from the beginning.
Say you bring Balor and you put him in the main event like you're doing the Styles now, there's a chance it fails horribly.
I wouldn't put him in the main event. I wouldn't even... AJ Styles has been wrestling for like 15 years, man. He's got every belt known to... Like, he's got a bit more cachet to his name than Finn Balor. Finn Balor's still a young guy. AJ Styles 40 years old, remember. Like, AJ Styles kind of deserves this spot just because he's got a little bit more name value. I wouldn't put Finn Balor in the main event right away. He's just... Nobody knows who he is, man. Like, whatever happened to the days of building people?
Well, that's what I mean.
Makes so sick. Do you remember when Mankind was kind of similar? Because he came in as a demented character. They did these awesome vignettes with him. But when he came in, he went into a feud with The Undertaker, who at the time was kind of mid-card. Like, Michaels was the champion or something. So, it wasn't for the title. And Mankind spent, like, before he went crazy and started doing all the 3 gimmicks, but he spent, like, a year, and his character would build every week, and people would see it. And it spent at least a year before he started evolving into something else and became champion. Maybe 2 years. It was 2-3 years before he even became WWE champion.
Well, I think that's very similar.
That's what
because Bray Wyatt, I would put into the Undertaker position where he's upper mid card, lower main event. Like, he gets put into the main events, but he's not fighting for the title.
I like it, and then he could spend 6 months feuding with him. You know, drag it out, have a slow burn kind of feud, because with those characters, you don't want to rush a feud like that, right? I mean, these characters are, like you said, they're demonic and all this shit and dark and everything. They're not like fast-paced, high-flyer. You're gonna drag this out for a while. Take it to Survivor Series. Well,
he's got a good dynamic.
Don't just toss him in the main event.
He's got a good dynamic with that too, as well, because he's got the whole thing where he'll lose a match as Finn Balor, like his regular Finn Balor with the body paint, but then come in and wear the body paint and win.
I don't even understand that part, though. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. That makes no sense to me. And you know why? Because he doesn't come in and do anything different.
No, but...
He comes in and he wrestles the exact same... He doesn't...
I guess the story
at least do some different...
The story is that he embraces his demonic side or whatever. He embraces the demon, and that gives him more power or whatever.
I know, but like, if you're going to embrace a demon, then when you come in the ring and the bell rings and you wrestle the exact same match with the exact same moves as you did when you didn't embrace the demon, you're the same guy. Like, when he's in demon mode, he should do something different in the ring besides just the entrance. And that way it's kind of like, wow, this guy's actually gone fucking crazy here. Like, he's wrestling like a maniac. He doesn't do this when he ain't... You know what I mean? Like, I like it. Like, I like the whole layer of the storyline. I just like him to not wrestle the same match, because it's kind of like, what makes you a demon? Just because you come in like a demon, you wrestle the exact same style, same moves, but he's all of a sudden winning all the time. So, I don't know, I like it. I just, hopefully someday, like, I just wish he would, like, kind of up his game when he's in that gimmick, because you almost want to do something different, and then the crowd knows, like, uh-oh, he's going in this mode, you know, or whatever, he's going to do this tonight. But that's the only thing I kind of critique about him doing the demon
I can
thing.
see him working with it, like I said, with Bray Wyatt, because I'd have the Wyatt and the Wyatt family kind of just demolish him. I really would. Like, the first night he comes out as the demon, I'd have him get over the Wyatt family just like as a run-in kind of deal. But then when he takes on Wyatt, I'd have him lose to Wyatt the first time. I really would.
Oh, I would
just
too.
Have him come out as Finn Balor, like regular Finn Balor, have him lose, and then have him get the shit kicked out of him by the Wyatts, and then the next pay-per-view maybe is it, or like a couple pay-per-views down the road, or a couple, you know what I mean? Let's say, like you said, 5-6 months down the road. Now, I wouldn't wait 5 or 6 months to have him come out with the body paint again, but at some point he's going to come out in the body paint.
I'd wait a few months.
And then...
Yeah, I'd wait a couple of months, though.
Yeah, and have him come out in the body paint, and then he finally gets his comeuppance because he's embraced the demon. Now he's using his negative power against Bray Wyatt's Eater of Worlds kind of bullshit, right?
The fucking Eater of Worlds. The new Dark One, or whatever the hell he calls
like we said before, even though he's never won a feud ever.
But, like, you can... No. The beauty part is like, if you actually want to, like, the best part about wrestling is that you can have a feud where one guy goes over and the other guy comes out looking strong. Now, it doesn't happen very much anymore. But, like, we just talked about Mankind, like, he had that, like, 6-month feud with Taker. He lost every damn match.
Yeah.
2 years later, he was World Heavyweight Champion, and now he's in the Hall of Fame. So, they didn't bury him. Like, everybody, if you lose a match these days, of course, you're buried. But nobody understands what the definition of buried is anymore. But Mankind lost every day. He lost a Boiler Room Brawl. He lost cage matches. He never won a damn match. Fast forward 17 years, did that hurt or help him? Him being in a feud with Undertaker helped him, didn't it? It helped him greatly. So I agree 100%. Like, if they do a Bray Wyatt thing, I wouldn't even have Balor win the feud. Wyatt needs it horribly bad, first of all. But Finn Balor, he can be booked the right way. And Wyatt can be booked the right way. Wyatt can win the feud, and Balor still come out looking like $100. Like, it'll be done properly if they want to.
Yeah, just having Balor. I miss the old days where it was like heel versus face. Heel gets over face for like mostly every single week. You know, all the time. He either cheats to win, or just like, you know, uses people running in, uses DQs, countouts, this kind of deal. Wins almost the whole feud, and then the face gets the comeuppance at the end. Right? That's how I watched wrestling before. You know what I mean? That's how it always happened.
Hear what Jim Ross says that. Well, Jim Ross is a puppet for Vince McMahon anyway, so his blogs are hilarious. But he says that the whole heel face thing is dead in the water. So, like, and that's bullshit.
Well, it's dead in the water because
Ross
they made it dead in the water.
Well, it's dead in the water just because we're not in a boom period right now. But it'll never be dead in the water because done right. That's the whole thing that good old JR doesn't understand, and he should, because he's been around so long.
Let me ask you something.
Listen, dude.
Let me ask you something. When was the last time you seen a movie that ended with the bad guy winning? So, let's say you're going to go see Captain America Civil War this weekend at the theater. You walk in, and at the end of the movie, all the Avengers die, and the bad guy wins. That'd be the worst. That'd be the worst movie ever. You know what I mean? Everybody would be like, "What the fuck was this?"
I don't even know if there is a movie where the bad guy comes out on top.
Maybe a couple of horror movies or something, but I mean, one of these actual, like, decent blockbuster movies. The good guy, bad guy, a good guy versus bad guy. Every single movie, the bad guy gets over the good guy at some point. The good guy has to come back, fight through adversity, and he wins in the end. That's what we're like programmed as humans to like that.
Yeah, that's the story of life, pretty much, man. Like, that's why it resonates with people, because, hey, people can put their their feet in the shoes of the people they're watching and go, hey, that's me 2 years ago when this happened to me. But I had, That's why that never give up crap by John Cena sold so much. Because basically that's what it is. Like, I agree. Imagine if you went to see, like, any movie and at the end the bad guy just murders all the good guys and the credits roll. You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
This is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Well, I think that's why the whole Austin and Vince thing kind of worked out. Because can you imagine how shit that would have been if every single week was just McMahon beating the crap out of Austin? Every week. Like,
if McMahon would have won that feud, that would have been, like, obviously the biggest mistake in wrestling.
And let's say Austin never got his comeuppance. He never got over Vince at all. That would be horrible, man. That would look back as like, all right, well, you know what? We wouldn't even be talking about it. We would not remember it.
The only time it's okay, obviously, is when it's the face that gets it and the heel never gets it back, and that's fine. But when you got sympathy for a character, like the classic one is Bryan a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He was being like, I love how now they look back at that WrestleMania 30 build-up and act like they tried that. And you know damn well that they didn't try
God,
that.
no.
Like, that was they basically had to do it, and now they're taking credit for it. But it's the same kind of deal. Like, he just got pushed down and down and down and down. And who was it that won the Rumble? Batista.
Well, it was supposed to be Batista winning the title at WrestleMania, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and it was a disaster. And then I love the video packages they show now, though, where it looks like the WWE like had that idea to do that the whole time. Like, no. Batista came back, he was winning the belt, Vince. You didn't tell him, by the way, you're going to win the Rumble, but we're going to push Daniel Bryan into the main event, and he's going to win. No,
because he got booed. He got booed out of the building. The fans were like revolted.
You know why he got booed out of the building? Because he was wearing those fucking skinny jeans.
That's what happened. He got those skinny jeans on the next night on Raw, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" Now he got booed in the Royal Rumble though. Like, nobody wanted to see that. It was him and Reigns, wasn't it? Him and Reigns were the last two left, I'm pretty sure, and people were cheering Reigns at that point.
If you in the last like 2.5 years, it's kind of sickening how when you actually think about the push that Reigns got. Like, he was in the final two of that Rumble year. Then he won the next year.
But everybody hated it. It was too late. It was too late on the. They waited too long, right?
Oh yeah, they waited too long, and he's had the belt like 4 times. He's main evented 2 WrestleManias in a row. Like, the guy's been pushed to the friggin' moon. When you think about it.
Yeah, but I don't think it's working in my opinion. I'm not a big Roman Reigns fan.
You love Roman Reigns, you know it.
No.
Roman Reigns your favorite wrestler these days,
yeah. I love his greasy looking hair.
Roman Reigns and Usos freaking.
I tell you what, man. The Usos I've always hated. Since they came in, I've never liked them. I've told you so many times. Them and R-Truth, I can't stand them. I don't know what's going on, but the 3 of them I don't like. And I know people who. I know a guy who likes R-Truth. Well, he liked him since he was Ron Killings in TNA. Because you do know that he was TNA champion like numerous times, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But I've never liked him. I don't know. There's something about him I did not like. I still don't like. Like, the Golden Truth crap is garbage. I hate it.
I mean, the beauty of it all is wrestling's just like music or anything else. It's so subjective. You know, you don't. That's what makes the audience reaction so classic, is because you don't have to. Like, Vince and WWE's always trying to push someone for 100% pure support, or 100% heel, and it never works anymore because, like, it's not like the 80s anymore, unfortunately. People don't just fall in line like they used to.
Speaking of which...
Right? Like, if I don't like a wrestler, I don't like a wrestler. Like,
speaking of which, when Roman Reigns came out on Raw, the first thing that JBL says, he's like, listen to these passionate fans. That's their new thing now. When they boo somebody, they're not booing them. They're passionate.
Yeah. And don't worry, no matter what the reaction, that they're paying their tickets because they want to see this guy. No. Like, this week had a lot of fails. I'm trying to think. I can tell you one. Well, let me think of 2, 3.
Well, the main event was Charlotte and Natalya signing the contract, and one thing was friggin' hilarious because Natalya said she was going to beat her for the NXT Women's Championship.
All right.
That's what she did. That's what she said. She's like, "I'll beat you at NXT" or something. I was like, "Okay."
Was that before or after Flair told her to go hang herself in the closet or something?
Well, Stephanie slapped Flair again, so Stephanie's kind of a little slapping rampage again.
Jesus. Woo! Where's so that was the end segment. That was the final
it was.
segment.
I didn't understand that. It was weird. I didn't. I know they're trying to push the women's division.
There's
as being,
also
like,
been
a
something
big deal,
happening
but
on Raw that I can't believe you haven't mentioned this yet. Actually, you should be shaming yourself by. I mean, there's been something happening on Raw for like the last couple of weeks that's it's groundbreaking. It's earth shattering. Raw was like a snowball 2 weeks ago. It's an avalanche now. That's how big this is. I don't know. I can't believe you haven't mentioned it to me.
Are you talking about the Golden Truth?
God knows, he's bigger than that.
What is it?
Goddamn Darren
Oh,
Young, Bob
God.
Backlund, man.
Did you see? Did you see the thing there Monday night when he's like, "Look at your watch," and he takes his phone out, and he's like, "Why are you on your phone?
Yeah,
Who are you calling?" And he's like, "I'm looking at the time," and he's like, "Time isn't told on a watch, on a phone." And he's like, "Oh, I got my smartphone like right here on my desktop," and he's like, "Phones aren't smart. Your desktop has pencils on it." That's something he said.
Yeah, that feud is, or that storyline is fucking.
It's horrible. Bob Backlund, he don't even know what he's talking about.
You know what the best part is? You ever hear that old saying, "Hey, hey man, you're a fucking has-been," and then someone will say, "Hey, he was a never was," or whatever. You know that old cliched shit. Make Darren Young great again. When the hell was Darren Young great in the first place? This is a legitimate question.
It's supposed to be.
How do you make someone great again when they weren't? He was never great. What are you talking
They're
about?
making fun of. They're making fun of Donald Trump's campaign slogan.
Make America great
They're
again.
making fun of Donald Trump's slogan.
Yeah, but America used to be like this fucking goddamn superpower, man.
Yeah.
Darren Young's a primetime player.
Yeah. And I didn't.
Titus
I didn't
O'Neil.
even really like them.
Titus O'Neil isn't. So Darren Young is teamed up with Bob Backlund, which is like the worst thing that's on that Golden Truth.
No, the goal is true.
The New Day segment, except for Kofi, I thought was horrid.
That Kofi thing was hilarious.
Kofi saved it, but like there was 10. No, there was like 2 parts that I chuckled at, and then the rest of it I was like scratching. When he said something about sticky fingers.
Oh, at the keyboard from his parents' house that had sticky. It was all sticky.
But that was like truly horrid.
I like the Kofi thing when he come out and he's like, "It's the trouble in paradise,
oh, yeah, that was
man."
fun.
And I was like, they went back in time to when he was Jamaican.
I told you, there's like so many other things they could have used Time Machine for. Nobody thinks about it. Like, there's a lot of things that WWE could use that Time Machine for. How about you go back, bring Katie Vick back to life so she can get involved in the Kane Triple H storyline?
There's not even don't even go there with the whole Katie Vick.
Well, she never did get a chance. She never did get a chance to cut a promo. Well, how did Katie Vick feel about this whole situation?
I mean, Kane never went to jail for killing her, so.
Yeah, but he's a demon. You don't go to jail.
He also set JR.
Oh God! No, I just realized they're gonna bring Balor in to feud with Demon Kane.
Demon versus Demon.
It just hit me. Yeah, it's gonna happen, man. And he'll win because Kane jobs to everybody. So he'll win his first feud against Demon Kane. Oh God! Please, just don't.
Hopefully nobody from WWE Creative ever listens to this because they'll take that.
Demon Kane versus Demon Balor. And they'll be like, this is a good way to get him over. Shut up. What else is going on? Well, it's not much really. It's been kind of a quiet week leading up to a pay-per-view. Like, Triple H signed a new wrestler's contract, which makes me want to instantly
3 years, too. They
were
saying, right? He's going to be at WrestleMania 2000 and 2019.
Yeah, that's just, and he's going to main event every WrestleMania, because then in 10 years the WWE will put him in the Hall of Fame with a video package saying Triple H, who main evented 9 WrestleMania straight. Be like, no, he was a good supporting actor for 9 WrestleMania straight. Because that's pretty much, that's weird. Is that there's only been like 1 year of Triple H's career where he wasn't in a faction, like ever. Because like I was reading that the other day.
Probably his first year as Hunter S. Helmsley, was it?
Well, that doesn't even really count, but starting in 96 when he became like Hunter, like the Triple H character. But like they were saying how he was like the best supporting role guy, but never like he always needed people around him and stuff because he was in like the Clique, and then he was in DX, and then he was in the Corporation, then he was in the McMahon Helmsley era, then he was in Evolution, then he was in DX again. Then he was in like he never spent any time on his own ever on his own.
For that, wasn't it?
And Authority. And so like, it's kind of weird, eh? Like this guy who's like the greatest of all time has never once had a singles run without having like 3 people around him, that's kind of scary actually. But anyway, that's all I have to say on that matter.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Brawler got
Who?
released too, didn't he?
He did,
Brooklyn
yeah.
Brawler got fired.
Steve Lombardo, or his name is Lombardi. Yeah,
Lombardi or whatever?
Steve Lombardi. Yeah, that was weird. He's been with the company for 30 years. 30 years, man.
Vince is cut.
Like, can you imagine? Like, you're mean to tell me that they couldn't keep that guy around as a backstage producer or something? Like, I mean...
I know. Like, give him like $60,000 a year to clean the toilets or something.
He's pretty loyal to your company if he's been around for 30 fucking years. I mean...
I know, it's unreal how they just dump.
And then they keep around pieces of garbage like JBL.
Oh, God. The commentary
Or Byron Saxton. I hate Byron Saxton too. I can't stand him. Like Cole, I can understand, right? I can understand Michael Cole, but I don't know. And I can't understand what JBL and Byron Saxton's characters are supposed to be.
No, don't.
It's just who they got in that position.
No.
Because, I mean, remember when Booker T was on commentary? Oh, my God. You couldn't understand what he's saying, man.
Oh, he just kept saying, oh, shucky ducky quack quack or
We're
something.
coming for you.
Like, expletive.
N-word.
Well, you're allowed to say that on the internet because we don't have any political
like,
people.
Boys be throwing rocks through my windows next thing.
But I was going to throw rocks through your windows because it's the N-word. And you don't say it with the ER either. You say it with the
like when Vince said it on Raw, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, because it was funny because when Hulk Hogan got fired, released, or whatever, but his whole racial tirade, somebody posted up on like Facebook or whatever that clip where Vince is like, where Vince says it to John Cena, and then Booker T is like, he did not just say that. So it's kind of hypocritical that Vince can say something like that, but
yeah, well, Vince is mad hypocrite. But so Extreme Rules is coming up Sunday. Well, you're going.
I'm going to be traveling on Sunday, so I won't catch it on Sunday, but I'm going to watch it Monday.
You're a mail order groom, so you're going to be traveling over to Japan to get ripped apart by some Chinese fella.
Be like Buff Bagwell, the male gigolo.
Yeah, you're basically. This guy does his mail
me
gigolo
and Buff
for
Bagwell
living,
had a business on the go.
Yeah, you and Buff got to go to work next week. So we'll get back at it probably before. Next Monday's at the 23rd or something, I guess. So
yeah, so we'll get on the go now next week, and we'll talk about what happened in Extreme Rules and discuss what might happen on Raw.
Okay, well, it sounds good. Hopefully, we're in for a good pay-per-view
I hope so
on
too.
Sunday. I wouldn't mind seeing something.
I want to see something shocking. I want to see something that's going to pique my interest. It's not going to be just a play by numbers. Oh, Roman Reigns won, or so and so won, or whatever. I want to see something that's going to be like, oh shit, like that just happened.
But the thing is like I know we're trying to close it out here, but I just want to that's the thing. It's not going to happen because Charlotte's going to win, right? Reigns is going to win. Like the IC title match is the only thing I don't know.
And you know what? In all honesty, I wouldn't mind the Miz keeping it.
Yeah, I don't even care. Like, I want someone to hold that belt for long. It's a hot potato, man. Like, let someone hold it for more than
a lot of
2
people are
days.
talking about Zayn winning and stuff. I don't know, man. I'd like to see.
I
like to see Miz keep it. I'm not a huge Miz fan. I'm a huge Kevin Owens fan. But like, just have Miz keep it and have everybody still continue to feud over. Why this feud just started like 2 weeks ago with the four of them? Why kill it off already? Keep it going, man. Keep it going to like SummerSlam or you know what I mean? Keep it. There's no reason to get rid of it.
Well, there's so many possibilities because you got 4 guys involved, right? Well, shucky ducky quack quack, and why get rid of it right away? Because and Owens doesn't even. You know what? Like Owens is he's a good character with his mic skills. He doesn't even need the Intercontinental title, like really. Kevin Owens is not the type of guy that even needs a belt to be over because the guy's just going to get himself over regardless. But yeah, so we'll hope for a good show, and then we'll see what happens on Raw Monday. And then what's the next pay-per-view? Money in the Bank?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. We'll discuss that after what happens this one.
Yeah. So I guess Monday night when we come back on, we'll have Extreme Rules Aftermath, and we'll have a little pre-Raw show. Try to keep it under an hour for you because I know everybody out there doesn't feel like listening to us for 4 hours.
We're hitting the end of it now.
Even my wife gets upset when we hear me talk. So, okay, that's it for us. We'll see you next Monday.
Yeah, thanks everybody. See ya.
Take care.